So welcome back to Orchid House. I'm Olivier in Fort Lauderdale, and today I want to talk about the importance of rainwater, both quantity and quality. We've had an extremely dry year in Fort Lauderdale so far in 2023, and of course there's a lot of extremes. So we also had the most rain ever in one day at 27 inches or 70 centimeters, but that was one day. Besides that, it's been very dry. Now, I must assume that the majority of the people, at least a significant portion of people watching my videos, grow their orchids indoors, and maybe part of the year or the entire year. So I do want to stress the importance of strong rain showers, because there's no substitute for that. And no matter how well you irrigate them, sprinklers and by hand, I mean, there's not much you can do in terms of duration there. There's no substitute for strong rain showers. So if you live up north and you hear the weather forecast and they tell you it's going to be raining all day long tomorrow, well, as long as the temperatures are okay, you should put your orchids outside for one day and just have them benefit from it. And there's a way for you to test that, and this is another thing I wanted to stress. I think if you want to be a successful orchid grower, observation is very key. So you need to look at your plants, observe them on a regular basis, and it's not just visual, obviously that's important. There's also touching. So when it comes to rain, I would recommend that you try touching your bulbs and your leaves before the rain shower and then after the rain shower, and you'll see the tremendous difference. Now, I'm not talking about a little bit of rain, I'm talking about all day long strong showers. And so I want to give you some examples. So catasediums are great examples. They have bulbs, and so these bulbs are water storage mechanism. So this is a catasedium double down. It's in bloom now. It actually went in dormancy, and I was a little disappointed. The back bulbs were not super plump to my taste. It's been watered for a while. As you can tell, it's already in bloom. I think there's a second bloom coming here. But since the rain shower, we had 4 days of continuous rain. That's why I decided to make this video today. These bulbs have really plumped up. I mean, they are really hard now. I have another one here. This one also was a little disappointing when it went into dormancy, and look how fat these bulbs are. And then I really recommend, I mean, just try touching them and feel them. And you see, if you do that before a rain shower, and after the rain shower, you should feel the difference. I mean, they're really plumping up. If it's been, and when I talk a rain shower, again, it's like hours of rain. They're just going to absorb the water and keep it as a reserve, and that really benefits the plant. And there's no way you can replicate that manually or with sprinklers. Now it's the bulbs, but it's also the leaf. So this is a Cattleya amethystoglossa. I imported it from Brazil not so long ago, and it was stressed out. I mean, they come bare-rooted, they are divided, so these leaves were pretty floppy. And so we had all that rain. Now it's been doing well for a while. I mean, you see there's a new growth, and that growth is good. But since the rain shower, now all these leaves have really plumped up, and it's back on track. All these leaves are very hard. So I mean, you see these bulbs don't look super plump, but that's what Cattleya species do. I mean, these will never bloom again. They will never be hard and plump, but the leaves as well do store water. And so you can also monitor the health of your plant by feeling the leaves. And this new growth here has also plumped up quite a bit, so now it's good to go. Another example, this was actually mounted. I like mounting my orchids. This was a failure. It didn't work very well. It should not have been mounted in the first place. It was a very weak plant. Since I put it in a pot, it's been doing much better. It has a lot of root growth. I don't know if I can see that as well. Anyway, so but more importantly, all these leaves were very weak. And floppy leaves are indication of improper watering. They are not healthy plants. These are now super plump. They are very hard. And so I know it's back on track. It has a new growth here, and it's doing great. So if your leaves are floppy, you're either overwatering or underwatering. So if you're overwatering, you've basically destroyed all your root ball, and all the roots are gone. And that's a problem. You're going to have to work on getting the plant back on track, which is not always easy. And if you're underwatering, well, again, so that's when so the plant will either have bulbs that are not very strong, but also leaves that are floppy. And it's good for Phalaenopsis and Vandaceous as well. I mean, a Phalaenopsis doesn't have a bulb, it doesn't store water, but the leaves themselves, I mean, if they are floppy, they are not properly watered. This again benefited, was healthy in the first place, but I mean it benefited from all that rain, and the leaves are hard, and so that's what you want to check. So when you observe your plants, it's not just visually, you want to feel them and see how healthy they are. More examples: Paraphalaenopsis, this was healthy in the first place before the rain showers, but now, I mean, it is like a rock. I mean, this is really, I can't have you feel it, but I mean, this is rock solid. So it's filled with water, it's gorged with water, which is what the plant needs. Trichocentrum, this I've had this for a little less than a year now. When I got it, these back bulbs, the leaves were very floppy, very unhealthy. Now obviously it has a new growth, that growth makes roots like crazy. But since we've had all that rain, I mean, these older leaves have also plumped back up. They are hard now. And so again, I know that my plant is healthy. So, I mean, if you grow your plants indoors all the time, try give them a chance. If there's hours of rain, they're going to benefit from it. Observe your plants. And the last thing I would like to say is the quality of rainwater is important. I'm not a scientist. I haven't tested them. I don't know. I read many times over that using rainwater is beneficial for your orchids. And I would say I have a rain barrel, and I water by hand most of my mounted plants. I mount a lot of orchids and I water them by hand with rainwater, and they're all very happy. The only thing, obviously, you have to water constantly every day. And like I said, I mean, there's no substitute for strong showers. Now, I live in South Florida, so we should have a lot of those. We haven't this year. The other problem for us, if there's too much of it, then obviously you start having problems with fungal diseases and all that good stuff. But that's another issue. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.